Hey, what's
Oh
going on? It's good. I'm good. How are you?
no, I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. I'm just glad that we're actually doing Champagne Dreams for the first time live.
I
I'm super
know.
excited. Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
How really? Look. How really are we gonna keep it?
But I am glad we're here. I'm ready. I guess we can go ahead and just like kind of just jump into it. For all of you who are joining us, and you're like, what is Darryl, Dwayne, and Steph Walters doing today? Well, for those who may not be already following our Champagne Dreams segments. Essentially, Champagne Dreams is all about spicy topics, current popular pop culture, and just us having a quick kiki about things that are happening to keep this the mood light as we are all facing, we're still in the midst of a pandemic.
And we started because me and Darryl just be having these crazy
We
conversations
do.
every time I'm in New York and we hang out, and it's like
We do.
some stuff we can say out loud, some stuff we can't. All right, let's just focus on the stuff we can say out loud, okay?
And y'all know I'm a Scorpio, so I'm always keep it real saucy. So I'm like, let's just jump into it. Let's jump into it.
Yes, it was a lot happening this week, and yes, we're gonna talk about WAP, but
Oh
before that,
yes. Oh yes.
before that, okay. So did you watch Versus this week with Two Chainz and
I
Rick Ross?
did. I
Okay.
did. I actually fast forwarded and rewinded it as I watched. I had to watch catch up on. See, you giving me the starter already. I mean, I was.
I already know which
I,
part on what these young girls are going through.
they're both phenomenal rappers. They both murdered it. I mean, they killed it. So that part we were definitely thoroughly entertained. But on the flip side, I know for me, what was a little more entertaining, and here I am, probably just. I said I'm a Scorpio, right? So like, I have to say the essential workers that they brought on. I thought were very important to showing their commitment to getting us through this pandemic. I mean, you brought in the essential workers to come and wop 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 all through the set, and I'm here for it. Did we interrupt your flow reading the word? I see Miss
Hey,
Owens over here. She's studying.
reading the word. Okay.
That's studying the Bible. Like,
Okay, like I get it. I was weak that he called them essential workers. I didn't know they were essential during this time. But
in Atlanta, they are.
I have a so look, we've kind of been talking about this whole thing like with strippers, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I mean I've been to the strip club and it's cool.
yeah.
But at the same time, so look, okay, if anybody else in the chat like feels this way, just let me know if you've been to the strip club, right? Okay. So, I like do a lot of this, women's empowerment with young girls and all this stuff. So while the strip club is entertaining while I'm there, I also feel like conflicted because I'm like, how can I be up in the strip club like throwing money at women? Like, I mean, I guess it's helping pay their rent, but then I'm like empowering these young girls and I'm like, no, baby, you don't have to do that as a career. So it's like I don't know. Like, I don't know how
I
I
mean,
feel like when I'm in the strip club, I'm just like, oh, like this is so like these girls are so talented. Like I
they
saw the most
are.
talented girls in Miami. And then I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to go do a workshop with young girls about like inspiration and following your dreams. And like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess everybody's situation is
You know
different.
what? So I think that ultimately, like, it goes back to the empowerment factor, right? So, these ladies are in the space and you're using the club to low key finance whatever their dreams or ambitions are. And let's be clear. I mean, if we're gonna use street language and call what the guys are in the club, they're a trick at that moment. They're trick. So
It ain't
you
tricking if you got it.
and that's what some of the greatest rappers of all time have said. So, there's a quid pro quo there. Like, I think that it's just like any other form of entertainment, right? We pay to go see Broadway dancers, we pay to go to the ballet or the opera, right? And these dancers are just magically, I don't say magically, they're magical. That's
Referring
probably
to
what.
the ballet dancers at opera.
Yeah, it takes strength, resilience, athleticism to do all of those things that they do. Not to mention, let's be clear, like all these girls are in there just trying to like buy the latest lace front. So a lot of these girls are in there, doing what they need to do because they're provided, they're paying them with their way through school. They're
But is there
dreaming.
another way? Like, do they have to strip
There's
naked?
always
Like,
there's always another way. I mean, I think there's always more than one way to slice a banana, right? Or I mean, I guess you don't slice a banana, but I think we're similar because we're on the topic of strip clubs. But there's always more than one way to like to cut something or to make something happen, right?
okay.
However, right? However, I think that we going back to women's empowerment. It's a woman's prerogative, right? On how she wants to go about that way. And for some women, because they, that's a that profession, it's easier for them to be able to maneuver and make the amount of money that they need within
very
the time
quickly.
frame that they need to make it. So, again, it's legal. They still got to pay taxes. Honestly, I'm like, I don't foresee a problem. I think what we have as America, sometimes we like to be judgy, right? Because we wouldn't do it, or maybe it's something that our parents wouldn't have done or taught us not to
Yeah.
do. So we want to sort of demoralize or make strippers feel like
Would you
they're
date a
less
stripper?
than. Honestly, I could. I could. I would totally date.
So
Like,
what
I
would you
mean,
tell your
but they
mama?
got, but they gotta have aspirations for big, like, and I say that because we can't be living off your strip club money, like, 20
Some of
years,
them are
15
making
years.
bank, Daryl.
Oh
Like
no, true.
Atlanta,
But
Miami, they're making more
but
than
that's
us.
like some people who do OnlyFans pages. Like, we talked about this before. Like, they make bank, but could I, meaning me, be married or attached to somebody who's also sharing all of that with everyone else? And that's where I think you gotta, like, draw the line in the sand what works for you. Like, stripping, it's a moment. You might see, a glimpse. You might, most of these clubs you can't touch. Give or take, depending on what, if you have the real nice ones where they're making the real big wop, you're not allowed to touch anyway unless you pay extra money to be in the champagne room. And I say all that to say, no sex in the champagne room. I say all that to say
Have you ever been
that
to in the back? Have you ever been to the back?
I think we should just leave that to an
Nah,
offline
have you ever been to the
conversation.
back?
I'm a
Have you ever been
Scorpio.
to the back?
I'm a Scorpio. You look, I'm an artist, and I think
I'm
sometimes for
sensitive
your
about my.
arts, I think sometimes it's art, you have to explore all areas of artistic inspiration. So we'll put it there.
So Daryl's been to the back with the champagne room. Got it. No.
But we might as well just keep this right on moving. But shout out to Rick Ross, and shout out to Two Chains for supporting the, as we said, essential workers. The essential workers
Yo,
need
they
to.
were going hard too. I was like, that
They
girl, like
were
she was
talent.
she was
She's
working for that money, and
for,
at the end, he
for,
just handed
for,
her a stack of money. I was like, man,
we are in a space now where we're taking stripping from the seedy space because we want to, like, I think we have an issue, especially in America, with demonizing any type of sexual
sexual.
context,
Yeah,
anything that's sexual, anything that's like, oh my God, we don't talk about that, and we demonize it, and we do it, but ultimately, like, we're all red blood Americans and we're all having sex. If we're not, we're thinking about it. And so it's like, why are we acting like it's such a negative thing? And this is how we have, kids who unfortunately enter into these things too quickly because they don't have the guidance. They don't have somebody they can talk to about these things. And if we made it more normal, right? We normalize talking about sex. We normalize talking about the strip club. I think that we will see a change as a whole. And this is why I think that it's important to see those things, play out in TV shows like P Valley and Rick Ross and Two Chains versus, and like I said, we don't know what doors or avenues that may open for those young ladies because of their superb talent. And but
that was
speaking,
good.
but speaking of normalizing sex, right? I mean,
Speaking of busting it wide open,
we might as well just go ahead and slide into this
wop,
WAP
wop, wop.
conversation. Wow, wow. I'm just saying, like, we really want to hear from you, audience, because everybody has an opinion. Everybody's been chiming in. I mean, it's the song I've been hearing it all weekend. I literally just got back from being in the city in Manhattan, and like every car that drove by was playing it. Every outside bar, because we still can't go inside. There's no inside dining in the tri-state area. So every bar and every restaurant establishment is outside, and so you everywhere you went, you heard WAP, you heard your girl going off and going in. So
Put
I
a
guess
thumbs
what.
up or thumbs down if you're feeling the song. Like
Yeah,
thumbs up
yeah.
if you're
If you
feeling it,
feeling
thumbs
if you
down.
feeling Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's new song, we want to hear it. Like,
You
thumbs up,
know,
thumbs down.
so I thought the video like was very artistic. It was
Yeah,
creative. The
yeah,
song, I need to listen to the song a couple more times. Like I'm not in love with the song, and not because of what it says. I'm just like,
yeah,
but I feel like it kind of needs to grow on me. But
yeah.
I'm here for the message, and let's
Okay,
keep it really, really real.
okay.
They're not saying anything that women don't talk about already with their girlfriends. It's just that we can't publicly say stuff like that. So all the things that they're saying is stuff that we as women, I know me and my friends talk about
Yeah,
stuff like this. So we
yeah.
just can't say it publicly. So they're just saying it how we would want to say it, but we just
Okay.
can't say
I,
it.
I,
Women
I
talk
think,
about this
but
stuff all the time. It ain't just men.
who said women can't say it? And it goes back to this doctrine of Americanism, right? women should be able to say what y'all, whatever it is that I think, and I think that's just what this new generation is sort of teaching us. This new generation is kind of like, yeah, my mama, my grandmama, my great grandmama might not have felt as free in their sexuality, but in 2020,
Oh,
can,
like,
right?
okay, Darryl, let's be real.
Yeah,
You know me.
yeah,
We have certain images, whatever it is. If I were to post some of the lyrics,
yeah,
if I posted a picture and I were to
yeah.
post some of the lyrics, everybody would look at me like I'm crazy. Okay, okay, I'm married. Obviously, it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Which
but I'd be talking about that maybe like with my
which
husband or
which which
whatever.
which brings the point of, so there's a lot of Bible thumpers that came for this song too, right? First off, why y'all listening to it if y'all got problems with it? But there's a lot of Bible thumpers coming for the song, like, why are they rapping about this? This is, oh my God. And they had all these negative things to say, but I'm like, Cardi B married. So under the eyes of the word that you all practicing, like, she good. It was one of those things where it's just kind of like people, it's a very double standard world we live in. And again, we can't normalize, if we don't normalize these conversations, they'll always be taboo, and
Yeah.
people will continue to like look to the wrong sources for advice. I think that ultimately that you have to think about context and think about why it's important for women to be able to voice their opinions, because I mean guys all the time have no problems.
Thank you. Guys have been rapping about this stuff for years.
Yeah,
Nobody was mad when Tip Drill came out. I mean, I know it was like a controversy and all that stuff, but nobody was going after Nelly off of
Nelly.
these
Yeah,
hands. Like, okay, I think it's a matter of being age appropriate. Now, would I want my
yeah,
daughter or like my niece
yeah,
singing this? No. But I think it's
yeah,
context and time and place. Now, if I had a child that was old enough to ask me about it, it's like, this is some adult stuff, but
yeah,
I think it's okay for women to express themselves, and
yeah,
men do it all the
yeah.
time. And here's another thing, Darryl. Men want girls like this, but
Sexual.
then
Yeah.
when they go to, now it's a video, now all of a sudden they're hoes in their thoughts. But y'all want girls, y'all take girls like this home, y'all end up marrying half of these girls. Now it's a problem when they express it
True.
publicly. Like, come
True.
on, man.
True. True. I mean, you hit it right on the nose. It's funny because they just brought out to the forefront what a lot of guys want to hear from their women counterparts, the ladies that they're dating. A lot of guys, and this is interesting because what's crazy about this. No matter whether that guy is straight, gay, in between, seeing a woman empowered in her sexuality is a win for, like, everybody likes it, right?
Yeah.
Until they don't, right?
Until they don't.
Which is so interesting
So
to
WAP
me.
comes out.
So they right. So while we look through things with a double lens a lot of times, and I really feel like it's important that, um, if we want to push the culture forward, we have to stop. We have to stop using everybody else's standard of looking at us. Yes, blacks were over sexualized, and yes, that was a byproduct of slavery. But let's be clear, we're still, just like we are. We worked to get equal voting rights, and we worked to have certain legislation changed so we could participate in our government. We also have to work and remove these same ideals in the art world, and saying that it's okay for Alanis Morissette to sing about this. For all of you who don't know, she's an old school rock star. But Alanis Morissette to sing about stuff like this, but we can't have a black woman who is also equally as talented and empowered to be able to sing or rap about what she wants, what she's looking for. So Madonna can sing about Madonna's empowered, Lady Gaga's empowered, but Meg Thee Stallion, they're hoes, they're sluts. Ooh, that's
That goes
silly.
back to that.
That's silly.
I don't know. Maybe people in the chat can answer this. Like, as a woman, how can you be sensitive about the content, right?
Yeah.
Like, how can you be so sensitive about the words? And, oh my gosh, it's so dirty. But you having sex? Like, what? Like,
Because that's what judgy America does. Like, because if we were over in Europe, this wouldn't be a conversation. I said that, like nude beaches over there are regular, like, are normal, and people take their kids. You live in America, you take your kid to a nude beach, they look at you like, oh my God, they got to see penises and vaginas just out
wait,
there.
have you been to a nude beach?
Yeah, multiple times. Have you not?
Really?
I'm taking
Okay,
you to
wait.
I'm
I got a
taking you to one
question.
when you come back
No,
up. I didn't. Oh God, here
I
we
got a
go.
question. No. I got questions. Okay. So,
Hold on,
run me
I need
the.
to dab myself down. I feel like this conversation is going to. Oh yeah.
Okay, just explain to me how it works. Roll up there, right? And
Uh-huh.
let's say, like,
Okay.
you see a girl, like, and you,
Uh-huh.
like, okay, how do I say this
So
tastefully?
you basically want
Are
to
your
know, how
dudes
do you
walking
control
around
an
like that?
erection? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
are your
asking?
dudes walking around like that?
Sometimes you don't. But I mean, you no, I'm playing. I'm so playing. An erection is erection. You want to get to see. Oh, he got.
But are there guys walking around
But
like that?